My name is Beth Clausen. I'm 27 and I was born and raised in Whatcom County, born at St. Joe's and grew up in Bellingham my whole life. And then I lived in King County in Seattle for around 8 years. Moved back a couple years ago. Well, I had some good friends here that I wanted to live close to. After living in Seattle for a long time, and it's a lot busier there, obviously. And so being like a smaller community that's easy to be connected felt good. I have family here too. You can't help but run into people when you're here, so that was also like a draw, getting to see people from growing up and everything. Well, I like proximity to the outdoors and that people really prioritize that. It's interesting coming back and forth between here in Seattle, having community in both places. People are a lot less image focused here, I think, and it's more about things that people do, which I appreciate. I work as a waitress downtown. I work at Row. I've also worked at the hospital in town as a nursing assistant, and then I'll be going to nursing school in the fall. I currently live with a friend of mine who owns her house, I believe, with her parents. I live in a converted office currently. I'll be moving soon into another friend's parents' house. A lot of people I know are moving right now, looking for new places, and helping them look has been really intense, even if it's renting from people that we know. The prices are super high for what people can pay. My partner is currently paying pretty much her entire paycheck to cover rent on a 2-bedroom house. Looking some for people or myself around town, the prices are astronomical for a single bedroom in a house that's not updated, not safe, clean, warm. Pictures with visible mold, and they're renting for $900 a month in a 7-person house. So that's been interesting, moving back from Seattle and realizing that it's actually way easier to find a rental in Seattle. It's cheaper and it's easier, and you end up getting more, generally speaking, in Seattle than here. When I tell people the job that I have, it's considered to be great work. I'm really grateful for the job, and I work full-time there, and that's often 25 hours a week. And I work at a higher end place, and it can still feel just the way that rents are and cost of living has risen. It can be difficult if you're trying to save for school like I am, or put money together for a larger purchase or investment or whatever. I almost don't know anyone who's actually able to do that unless they've been able to do some kind of advanced education or job that pays a lot more than the standard around here. Well, I feel the conversation around that has changed a lot post-COVID. I was 22, 23 when COVID was happening initially. And I feel before that I'd always had really different assumptions about what I could eventually afford. And now what most people that I know are talking about now is well, I hope I can find some land or something where we can build on it. Other people that I know have bought fixer-uppers, people generally speaking that have been able to get a lot of support from their parents. I don't think that I know anybody that's been able to just purchase a home outright by themselves in my age group. And again, this is coming from a place of privilege, but when I spoke to my parents about their experience buying a house here or in LA, even where they used to live, they're yeah, well, we just worked 40 hours a week and then we just could buy the house. And yeah, as it stands now, all the people that I'm considering buying a house with, which is 5 to 6 people, it's we all work full-time and are still well, we're not really sure how we're gonna pull that off. Having rented my whole adult life, you can get really lucky with a landlord or you can really get screwed. Being at the whim of somebody else's decision-making power around your living space is really difficult. And if they want to raise the rent, they are able to do that. Also, if you're renting, then you're paying every month a lot of money towards something that you're not gonna have any equity in. You're just paying for the privilege to live there while someone else is then paying off their mortgage and they get a property at the end of it. I think it feels frustrating for me and most of my friends where we're this is money that we could be saving theoretically or doing anything else with, and instead we're kind of financing people that do have 2 or 3 homes, and we're gosh, I hope I can afford my bedroom, a place to sleep. So I'd like to return to Whatcom County if I can afford it, for sure. It's felt sad to think about possibly not being able to come back to my hometown because the costs have raised so much. I'm coming from a place of pretty great privilege, so if I'm not able to stay in Whatcom County, that says a lot about who is able to stay and who is not. I mean, I feel I'm seeing it already, seeing people that are well, I can't afford to live here, people that I've grown up with that are I'm gonna move to Seattle or a surrounding area or a completely different state because they're it doesn't make sense for me to stay here and keep paying this cost of living. First of all, there's really not that many jobs in town in general. And if even the people that have good, consistent jobs and are getting paid pretty well for the work that they do aren't able to afford housing, then who is it gonna be? Please help. If you want there to be people that are there to serve the community, and if you want this to be a thriving community with families and people that are opening small businesses and can be a good place to live, then things will obviously have to change. Well, I'd like to have a stable career, be financially comfortable. I want to have like a lot of outside time. I'd like to live in a place where I can put in effort and like see it come out into like a beautiful living space. I want my friends to be close to me, my family to be close to me. I want to be able to create. I've always like dreamed of maybe having a little bar or something. Pretty simple, I think, but I'd like to have all of that.